live training video. We're taking a look at the Honda Civic with our Infinity. We were doing our setup here. We're going to find that this is based on our engine RPM and throttle rate. For our wall wetting table 1, we have a wall wetting table 2. We're going to be concentrating on our wall wetting table 1 here. Now we've zeroed out the table, and we've gotten rid of all the fuel enhancement that we'd be finding here from our wall wetting effect when we were doing our main VE table tuning here. So I definitely noticed it had some lag as I was giving it throttle. So we need to go ahead and start going in and working with this so we can have some adder when we're giving it throttle. So what we're going to find here as our throttle rate changes, let's do Control G here. We're going to find we're live right now. As our throttle rate changes and I'm giving it throttle, as I'm opening the throttle, it calculates my throttle rate in the positive. It's going to be showing me the rate of change in the throttle. As I lift my throttle, come off the throttle, it's going to be calculating negative values as the throttle plate closes and comes to the closed state. So they're going to have both ways we can go and manipulate this. The values that we put in the table here are going to be adding to our injector pulse width. So we're going to find here we're going to be adding in values as high as we want to get the throttle response that we want. Let's go ahead and baseline this, just kind of having 0 values in the table, just as where we're at. We'll take a data log, we'll evaluate it, and then we'll take a look at some of the other parameters here so it makes a little bit more sense. Let's go ahead and fire up the motor real quick. And give it a second, let it stabilize. And I'm going to go here and do Control L. We'll start our plot window. You can see it's tracing right here. And we're going to be plotting a whole bunch of things in our window. We have engine speed, throttle rate, wall wetting, the ignition trend table 1 here, which we're not going to do anything with. We have our lambda value. That's going to be our actual air fuel, and then we have required fuel. Let's go ahead and rev it real quick. I'm just going to give it a quick test. I can see as soon as I rev it off idle, dead, no throttle response. It doesn't really want to do anything. It actually kind of sounds like it's choking for fuel, and it stalled out right there. So let's do Control L at stop. Let's go ahead and save this real quick, and I'll be going and saving this as wall wetting test 1. All right. So now let's go here and focus in, take a look at our data in our window here so we can kind of talk about this and what we might need to have to do here. So this is going to be allowing me to pan through the log to get me where I want to go, and this is going to allow me to go and grab my cursor. So I'm going to go kind of focus in right here. So what we find here in the white, this is going to be our lambda. What we see here in the white, we're going to find that our green is going to be our throttle rate. So the throttle rate is going to be when I blip the throttle. We can see that right here. We can see it actually when I'm kind of tracing through where it blips into the table. Then we're going to find here in the yellow, that's going to be our throttle opening. So it's my throttle plate opening here, coming down. And then the red, that's going to be my engine speed. And we're going to find here that as I rev it, it's going to be changing engine speed a little bit. So actually the engine speed rate, I'm sorry. So we're going to be finding here that this is going to be the rate of change in my engine speed, which we don't really need to look at here. Let's actually go here and take this out of the window. We don't need that in here. We don't need our engine speed rate. It doesn't do anything for us. Let's go ahead and remove it. Let's go ahead and add our RPM. Let's do our engine speed here quick. Let's do engine speed RPM, and let's move this up to the top and plot that. It's going to be a little bit more of a useful information. We need to set the color here. To find that's going to turn black, so we'll go to Properties, go to Engine Speed, use our vertical grade. Let's go here from 0 to 4000, and set our single color to something bright. Let's do an orange. Let's just do a red. There we go. So this is our engine speed now. So if we're looking at this, our white's our wideband, our green is our throttle rate. We can see that's changing through the table as I'm revving. The yellow is my actual throttle, and then the pink here, this is going to be my actual required fuel. We can see